Right, good evening guys and girls, welcome back for the final time to FTRL this season in what is proving to be one of the most exciting championships we've had for an extremely long time. We are back for the F3 boys for their final race of the season at the famous Interlagos circuit in Brazil. Unfortunately numbers are extremely low tonight due to various holidays and obviously people not being very well, including myself, but we soldier on, so please ignore me if I've been spluttering all over the stream tonight. But yeah, so even though the numbers are low, the F3 boys have done an amazing job this season of keeping the action flowing and putting a real show for us, so fingers crossed they can do it once again for the final time. Joining me in the box as usual, we have a Pagani and we also have a Will. How are we doing, chaps?
Yeah, not bad.
I've been better, but we soldier on for FTRL.
Exactly, we all have. We all have, mate. Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, numbers are very low tonight, but then again, it's in terms of attendance, it's the first time we've expanded 3 divisions. Obviously, we did a lot of changes halfway through, so it's going to take a while for it to settle down. We've been recruiting all day, and I'm pleased to say we are only 1 driver away from filling up every single division in the new season, so it looks a lot more promising than what it did 12 hours ago. So nevertheless, we are at Brazil, one of the most iconic and famous circuits on the calendar, on board with BLT as he's going round on his first flying lap. A couple of good races this week, gents. How's Brazil treated you?
Love it. Always have done. So, well, yeah, I mean, it went well for me. But it's a great track, in my opinion, this Brazil. I think Pagani disagrees with me, however.
I hate it with a passion. It should be burnt.
I love this track. I think it's great.
I hate it.
It's one of those tracks. It's very rewarding when you get it right, I think.
I must have never gotten it right then, because I've hated it for a hell of a long time.
We're going to start calling you the Scrooge of FTRL.
But it did give me 2 points, which granted me 10th place in the F1 Championship on Monday, so I can't grumble too much.
Well, this is the thing, considering you got promoted, well, you moved up after, what, 4 or 5 races this season, and you managed to move up and put yourself in P10 in the Championship by the end of the season in our top division. It's pretty good going, mate. So, now I'm looking at the lineup this evening, and in terms of numbers, like we said, it's not great, but we'll try and make the best out of a bad situation. I think this is the lowest we've probably ever had, I think. So, you know, it's one of those things. But looking at the drivers we've got and who's on the grid, typically a lot of these guys are pretty well stuck together for a lot of the time. Obviously, we've got the likes of Junkie Sport, who sprung a surprise on all of us last week by finishing P2. That's obviously with all due respect. He seemed to pull that out of absolutely nowhere, so credit to him for that. Obviously, FTRL Oven, who's literally just gone pole right on cue, was in the championship fight until last week. Jesper, we know, is very quick. Then we got like the likes of TRS and Lee Cole, etc. Foggy, who are always pretty close. Blue Flag, he's another one. And then obviously Zach and Nexus Lotus. We should have some good battles tonight, so hopefully that'll keep us entertained. But who's your money on for pole tonight, gents? Because I imagine we're going to see quicker times than what we've already had. Who do you think's going to get it?
I'd say it's between 3 guys, probably Oven, Jesper and Nexus Lotus. Possibly Zach. But I'll put him down and say Oven's going to get it tonight. He's looking fast straight out the box.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably going to... I'm torn between Zach and Blue Flag. I've got a feeling he's going to win tonight, Blue Flag. I don't know why. I've just got that feeling. So we'll have to wait until it happens. What about you, Will? What do you reckon?
I would sort of stick my head out. I'm going to say Zach, because I'm just used to seeing Zach on pole. In F1, so I'm going to say that he's going to do it as well.
Yeah, I think
sounds right, isn't it? Zach
I feel like Zach's going to get pole tonight, but I think Blue Flag's going to win the race. I'm going to throw it out there early, so I look like even more of a genius when it all comes out. Now, obviously, between the three of us, we've commentated on pretty much every single race this season in F3. I know obviously we changed from F2 after a few races, Will, but is there anybody that stood out to you, maybe on like a debut season, or somebody that's been in for a while that's maybe overachieved? I'll ask you the same thing, Pagani, but anybody that's impressed you, so to speak, anybody you tend to keep a close eye on in F3?
I've been impressed with Lee, it's fair to say, because from what I know of him, he's barely touched an F1 game. He was a GT man, still is, but the fact he's jumped on immediately, being consistent. So he's been up near the promotion spots all season, so I've been impressed with him.
Yeah. Well, Nexus Lotus just on cue is I think he's got his Wi-Fi plugged into a potato. Keeps lagging that session. Lee Cole's coming round. Opens up DRS, heading towards the start of finish straight. Crosses the line. This is going to be a good time, this. 109.8. It's a good time from Lee.
Yep, pretty cool.
Solid. Seems to be his sort of average position, doesn't it?
Certainly does.
Let's just see who's in the comments. I'll come to you in a second, Pagani.
You have a lot of family support at the moment in the chats.
Right, well, Charlotte's in there. Hello, Charlotte. Even though you're sitting right next to me. Hello. Matthias Schmidt, if you love this track, Aaron, why were you so slow on Monday? That's just not funny. Liam, Oven's going to win 100%. Charlotte, hashtag Team Blue Flag. Bob Taylor's in, Grandad's here. Good evening, Charlotte. Hope you're well. Are you here to support Junkie Sport? Matthias Schmidt, hello, Bobby. Oh God, right. My mum's here as well then. Mummy is right. Okay. I'll be having words, Mum. I will be having serious words. Well, Junkie Sport's name is Carl, and my mum, and obviously he's a family friend of ours, so we've always called him Carlos. Don't know why, it's just a thing. Deal with it. Right, well, Zach has gone pole, so it's pretty close, isn't it? It's quite a lot of yeah, the top four separated by 2.5 tenths.
Yeah, you get close times around here. It's only a short track.
If anybody in F3 is listening while driving, if you want any hope, the entire top 8 have gone quicker than what I went in F1. So.
Really?
Yeah, I did a 10.4.
Oh, rapid.
No, it's not rapid.
I was 1.3 seconds off everybody else. So if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
I think you don't dodge the question here, Pagani. Someone impressed you from
Pagani. I'm just about to come to you then, mate. What are you talking about? Who have you liked this season? Who have you kept a close eye on?
But
Will
people
said,
tend to
did
go
you
to
say
his-
Lee, Will?
I said late, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I tend to resonate with Team Banana. I mean, I do tend to put a curse on them, but I think Marty has had a very good season, but he's had a few races where he got damage early on, but he's had some fantastic races just going through the field.
Yeah.
And Lee, he's the one man who just gets on and is quiet. You don't like sort of pay attention to him during a race, but he's always in the top 5 by the time you come at the end of it.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Right, so everyone's going to be coming in now. Well, I think the only person on an actual lap is Oven.
What about you, Aaron? Did you say anything?
I mean, I've been keen to see how Foggy's got on this season and Junkie Sport. Obviously, Junkie Sport.
Team Rocket.
I'm not Team Rocket Williams, PSGL, FTRL, OHR, MTV. I'm not part of that. No, unfortunately not. Speaking of Oven, he's just he did improve. Yeah, no, I've always obviously Foggy I've known for longer than FTRL's existed, and Junkie Sport I've known my entire life. So I was really pleased for him to get a podium last week. They seem to get on very well. So I've been a bit of a supporter of the two of them, but also the two Haas boys as well, TRS and Zom. Not just for, they've done very well, especially TRS. Zom's not been able to make every single race this season, but the two of them sounds really stupid, and I think but you two boys would agree with me, both being admins, when people are just genuinely nice people and reliable when they turn up and don't cause any issues and whatever else, you tend to want them to do well, and that's exactly what Team Haas have been this season in F3. So God, look how close that is.
Oh, shit.
There's 2.5 temps between first and sixth.
Agent Panda goes without saying. He is.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Bit of a cult hero, isn't he, Agent Panda?
He is indeed. He's currently on holiday.
To be honest, I think most of the boys have done well this season in F3. It's been, I must admit, it's gone a hell of a lot better than what I thought it was going to. I mean, like I said to you, this is by far the lowest attendance, but with F3, I think the lowest attendance before this in F3 was 16, maybe?
Yeah,
So
15,
16. So, like I said, it's the final race of an entire season. People were ill, it's that time of year. A couple of lads have gone on holiday together, and yeah, whatever else. So, it can be excused. But no, it's been...
The person that's sort of... I think I'm on board in a minute. It's FTRL Open. I think he's been a little bit error prone this season, and he's done a decent amount of league racing as well. So it's disappointing to see. I hope he can iron it out.
Let's not beat around the bush. He's about to put it on pole here by about 3.5 temps.
Yeah,
maybe 3 temps. So this is going to be a 108.9, 109.2. Oh, he had no battery left, that's why he's gone slower. But yeah, I mean, Oven, one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. To be honest, it's not beat around the bush. Threw away a championship, I think.
Yeah. USA as well.
Yeah, Italy, USA. Yeah, I mean it can do. Like even, I mean, all three of us here, we've all won a championship of some form, and even though you might be driving with confidence and whatnot, when you get to that stage where you feel like you actually have a chance of winning something, the nerves can really get to you.
Spooked, as I like to put it.
I was going to say, you tend to be spooked more than you're not spooked at the moment, Will. So
I'm usually spooked, yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of the guys in F3, I mean, I think half of the field, it's their sort of first main league that they've joined, so for the show that they've put on this season, it's proved its worth. Like, it is showing us where the talent lies, and for not having any experience, it's been a lot better than what it could have been.
There were rumours of destruction in Derby at the start of the season, but it's been nothing like that. There's been a lot of very good, very clean racing.
Right, chaps, with obviously my honesty as to how I'm feeling, I'm going to go on board with Zach, if one of you wouldn't mind going on board with a hot lap for him. Just want to go and grab some water. So, yeah, if you wouldn't mind going on board with Zach, he's just about to come around and start a flying lap. So, I'll leave the stream on, I'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Would you like to, Wilson, so you can actually drive in the phone car? I can't.
You're too harsh. Alright then. Clear the old throw. So I'm starting the lap here, a lap of the very nice Brazilian circuit going down into turn 1, very hard braking zone. It's easy to carry too much speed, maybe cut that corner. Doesn't do that though. Very slidey on exit, but he seems to have nailed that one as well. I am lacking game sound, so I don't know entirely, but it looked pretty neat and clean. Let's see if he's any up at the end of sets 1. Half a tenth, so he's on provisional pole. Takes that corner very nicely. Another one if you get too out wide, or too far inside actually. Both are pretty slippery into this very fast one. You just got to sort of chuck it in. Not much else you can do. Stays in 5th gear up to 6th. And he's too wide, that might have been violating there. See if he backs off. I don't know if he has, to be perfectly honest. Looking a bit slow, but then this is a bit slow. Yep, he has backed off, so that has stopped that. However, Lotus 108.8 first time for 108, so that's pretty fast for Ghana.
It is indeed. Overton came out of the pit lane with 1 minute 9 seconds to go.
So he needs a full quality.
He's had to pull over to let TRS through, so it's going to be touch and go whether everyone does have the chance of sitting in the lap.
Yeah, this is going to be very close. 10. Ooh. Go on, Evan.
It's tight. It's tight. I don't think he's going to do it, you know.
He's not going to do it. Oh, if he didn't have to pull over, he would have had one. So let's check your flag then.
Hello.
We have to cut it short, unfortunately. He invalidated.
Oh, did he?
But he's going for another lap now. So.
Oh, he's 5 tenths down.
Right, well, I'm on board with... Oh, Nexus Lotus has a very good time, 108.8.
Speedy.
And we're on board with Blue Flag.
Oh, fog what? He's on 108.896.
Blue Flag's 2 temps up, so we could be slotting around P3, P4.
It's got enough battery as well to carry him across the line, just about.
It has been Blue Flag's Achilles heel this season as qualifying.
109.1, there we go, P3.
Is that still down with time? TRS is slowly going around, so...
Yeah, right, so there we go, so there's just line up for the start of the race.
Don't think Lee's going to be very happy.
I was just telling everyone how well he'd done as well.
Yeah. But I mean, he does tend to make up places in the race.
So he obviously doesn't care about my credibility, which is fine.
Okay, so for the final time this season, this is your starting grid for the F3 Championship. We have got Nexus Lotus on pole position with Foggy alongside him. Both of these guys scrapping for promotion. Foggy would probably almost certainly have gone up this season had it not been for work commitments. But given his line of work, it's very understandable. On the second row, we've got FTRL Blue Flag and FTRL Oven. Both of them going to be really pushing for a good result tonight, so keep an eye out for them too. Then we've got Zach in P5. He probably would have wanted more, but to be only half a second off a pole is not bad going at all. I'll get to the rest of them in just a second. Okay, so the rest of the grid is TRS in P6, Jesper in 7th, Zom in P8 in the Haas. Rounded off the top 10 is Junkie Sport and Lee Cole, and BLT and AJ round off the grid. Strategies is pretty much going to be all softs apart from BLT and AJ. Might go for something a bit more extravagant, but yeah, unless obviously we see some contrasting weather. But we'll wait for the session to end and then we'll pass you over to Will as he takes you through the formation lap. for the final time this season, Will, so you could better make it a good one, mate.
I was going to say, you're going to have to time this correctly, because...
Oh,
We're
hello.
gonna have... Oh...
Well,
Oh, what boy himself.
stick the kettle on, everyone. We're going to be here for a while.
Well, anybody in the chat, if you have any questions, feel free to use the hashtag AskComms and we'll do our best to answer them, because I think we might have a long night.
Yep.
12 people. Rainy.
Doesn't even have to be about F3, it can be about anything at all to do with FTRL.
I mean, we have 13 members watching the stream currently, so we have
Nice.
more people watching than we have driving, but that will all change next season.
Right then, I'll start this one off. Not many people to talk about this week, so might as well. Wow, he's looking good next to Stotis. Don't know if they've put dry or wet setups on, but he's definitely eased off the throttle after that start, taking much more gradually. But yeah, he seems to have fixed his very weird qualifying problem. Right in the hunt for promotion now, to be said. So if he can drive nicely, obviously in the wet, there's a bit of a sort of, don't know how you put it really, bit of a random chance in this race now. Everyone's got a better chance. You've got Foggy in second in the Williams. So Williams have had a little bit of a revival through Junkie Sport, who was only just recently started playing the F1 game, but he's got his act together in USA. He said he was going to do a similar process for trying to set himself up for Brazil and see if he's done that. We've got Blue Flag in third. He's qualified there again, third or fourth last time. I think he's been qualifying there since he's been in F3. I'm not sure if he likes wet conditions. We'll find out shortly. Oven in fourth. He said he hasn't got the title to play for anymore, but I'm sure he'll want to finish reasonably well. We've got Zach in fifth. You know, lots of pace since the few races he's been involved in, as Blue Flag just slides through one of the already taken out border. I mean, he's the one that usually likes those braking markers, so he's doing himself no favours. TRF's in sixth in that beautiful wet Haas. And yeah, he's been very consistent this year. He'll be looking to finish that off, as he also nearly slides Jesper in seventh, a long way back from the people from him for whatever reason. He's dropped down from F2 and has been there or thereabouts. Having said that, he's already crashed. Zon didn't even bother to do the formation lap, don't blame him, he's been around there, rest of the thing. Junkie Sport doesn't do it either. Said hopefully he can have a good race like last time. We've got Lee coming here, who's my personal pick for the driver of the season. BLT coming 11th for a very good race in USA and Italy as well. He's had some good results. And AJ doesn't have a Japan to battle this time, but he'll have to make do, starting from the back.
There we go. So we are getting ready for lights out for the final time this season in F3 in what has been one of the best championships we've had in FTRL for a very long time. On board with Nexus Lotus from the start. He looks like he had a slow start, but we are away we go. I think Foggy might get him going down into turn one possibly. Nope, he's managed to hold on. It's gone very, very wide indeed. Seems to be minimal contact. Lotus has run wide. Blue Flag's off track.
Yes, Junkie Sport has done just around the outside.
Very
The
nice.
exit of turn 1 and 2 Ceneris, so that's really good.
Junkie Sport up 3 places off the line. He got a fantastic
Oh,
start.
that was a big lunge.
CRS is round, he's knocked Jesper around as well, and he's taken the front wing off AJ and BLT.
Oh, Lee's round as well.
Lee appears to be spinning as well.
Wow.
Oh dear.
Chaos. There we go. So TRS has front right damage. Lee Cole has front right damage. AJ
has some as well.
Well, in
front
all
left.
that track art, Junkie Sport has got past Oven. Junkie Sport's in 5th. He's
Look,
doing
he's
it again.
flying, isn't he?
Crescent Chicken Guy taught me a word many seasons ago.
Oh, Zach's round.
Oh, Zach's got
Oh,
the
Junkie
grass.
Sports into him. There goes his wing.
That's just, everyone's gone. It's terrible. I was about to say.
Oh,
so
BLT's round as well. We're going to see a lot of this
BLT on
tonight.
as well. I think a lot of them might have put try setups on by the look of this.
Yeah, the front three have now got a 2-second gap. Massive shame for Junkie Sport. He started off extremely well in this race. Yeah, Zom struggling.
Jesper has a full front wing, which is something. As do these front guys.
But we now have 2 races as the back 5 all pitted for front wing changes, so...
Blue flag's really putting the pressure on Foggy. And their battle for P2.
Is when Junkie Sport was on the rise, the Crescent Chicken guy taught me a word. Taught me a word a few seasons ago. It's got extra waft in the back of this car. It seems like since USA's Junkie Sport.
Bit of waft, bit of waft. There we go.
Yeah, you know, a bit more
Might have
speed.
something to do with his new sponsors in GT Sport, but yeah, we'll leave that for
Another day, yeah.
later on.
Ravers come in. Junkie Sport to win. Hashtag full traction control. And then he races straight again afterwards. I retract my previous statement. Peatman. Oh, massive news. Peatman is returning. We have a Peatman back. When I told this... Oh, Jesper's having a go at Junkie Sport. Oh no, he pulls out. Junkie Sport's gone deep. Yeah, there we go. Jesper very respectful now.
Still side by side.
Very respectful from Jesper. Zom's right on the back of him now.
This could get interesting.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
go over there, Zom.
I will say, don't go 3 wide, boys, don't do it.
Spot on the outside, just
Yeah,
put the
it's
inside.
just, that wing damage is really going to cost him.
I will say, Junkie Sport's taking a line that I'm familiar with out there. That was...
Oh, chicken guy's in there. Yes, the waftage. Another returning driver, chicken guy or Marcus. He's another fan favourite. We got quite a lot of popular. Yeah, I'd have quite a lot of popular returning drivers next season. So
Me and you.
yeah, I mean I wouldn't sound with the amount of stick I get, I wouldn't sound popular at all.
I was going to say, we did say popular, well, me.
I'm sorry. I forgot. Blue Flag's still keeping Foggy honest, it must be said. He's I haven't said that. Foggy has just got a few tenths away from him, but he was keeping him within sort of 6 tenths, half a second.
I mean they're doing well. Oven's caught back up to them as well.
It's
Blue Flag's gone deep into turn 1.
Oven's cut the corner as well.
He's right behind him.
Give him a
Yeah,
nice
Blue
run.
Flag's struggling.
I think that this might be one of Blue Flag's first wet races since transferring to wet traction.
Wet traction.
Wet track.
To wet traction to no traction even.
That's how I used to define Aaron's traction use actually. Whenever it was raining, he switched to medium traction or wet traction. That's what I used to call it.
It's it's a new assist mode. You can go from full to medium to none to wet traction. Oh,
I think TRS has had a wiggle at the last corner.
yeah, I think he has. Well, Zom and Jesper still going at it. Junkie Sport's lost out a little bit. Oven is still very close.
Yeah, looks like Oven seems slightly more in control than everyone else, apart from Lotus, who was just driven away, really. He's gone.
Well, Zom and Jesper are still fairly close after getting past Junkie. Matt Cause is trying to take centre stage in the chart, but failing miserably.
Yeah, I think whilst we're a little bit quiet, I feel like it wouldn't be a bad time to have a genuine, honest discussion about those that are leaving this season. All haven't had a massive wobble, but yeah, I mean we've had some fairly long-serving members and also popular members leaving this year. Obviously, if Matt Cause going, Cress is going. I will pull up the very small list of people that we have. Oh no, I can't because I have a new phone. But yeah, Will, you know about the people that are leaving F1, didn't you? Obviously, we've got Liam and Charles that are both leaving.
No, I think I would send it.
Yeah, I mean, on a personal note,
AJ's round.
oh, yeah, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Matt Cause, you know, I don't want to say it publicly, but I genuinely am really sad that he's leaving. Same with Cress. Cress has been around for a long time. He's very reliable, very nice lad. It's a shame he's going as well. Obviously, we're losing Spike from F2. Michael C, another one. He's been around for a very long time. One of our first ever members, Michael C. He's dropping back and just taking part in GT Sport. So it's a shame to see him go as well. This that I might be forgetting here, but yeah, for those of you that are leaving, we'll miss you very much.
All of the guys that are leaving, it's not because they don't want to race in FTRL anymore. It's just other circumstances such as work or uni, or they're always welcome back in FTRL.
Of course, the community is the biggest part of it all, and they'll still stay in. I mean, that's, you know, the amount of returning drivers we've got this season just says it all, really. People tend to, if they leave, they tend to come back. So, and that is what is happening. You know, there isn't really much action to report other than the fact that Blue Flag keeps getting to within half a second of Foggy, and then drifting just out of the 1 second barrier. Oven can't make his mind up whether he's fast tonight or not. He keeps getting very close to the back of Blue Flag and then just going to a half spin. Pretty much the story of his season, I think.
He is very indecisive.
Yeah.
Oh, I think TRS has gone. He has.
He's opened over it.
Yeah, Oven's having the
Oh, Lee's not comfortable. He's nearly slid into TRS.
TRS is completely gone.
He has. So I mean, I think we can finish this points, because
Pretty much.
imagine someone else is going to crash at
Yeah.
this point.
100%. Yeah, Blue Flag has dropped off again.
Oh, Wilton's fast again.
But it makes you laugh though, because his lap time, it doesn't seem like he's, with all due respect, the fastest driver on the track. But
I mean,
it seems to be. I mean, he's caught half a second in 2 corners on Blue Flag, and then by the middle sector he'll be about 1.5 seconds down. So it's not really making that much sense to me.
There's a lot of sliding from a lot of cars here.
Yeah.
But Oven is right on the back of Blue Flag now.
Yeah, Blue Flag's a very cultured driver though. He... Oh.
Don't say that, don't say that.
No, I'm going to stop. Blue Flag, terrible driver. Terrible driver.
It was a
Awful.
cultured spin.
Horrendous, yeah.
Very
Ask comms, who's the fastest commentator? Without doubt, it's Will.
Yeah.
Without doubt.
Yeah, see, if Dutch doesn't commentate like this,
I mean, it's up for debate, but all we can take away from that is it's definitely not Joe.
it's definitely not Joe.
No.
No.
I mean, I'm quicker than Joe.
Everyone's quicker than Joe, you know.
No, well, I mean, in fairness to him, all jokes aside, he has just come second in F2 and missed out the championship by a handful of points, but nevertheless, it's irrelevant.
Not good enough, is it? I mean...
Right, well, interestingly, Foggy has now turned
Oven.
up.
Here goes Oven.
Oh, Oven, please had a blue
Sneaking up
flag.
the inside.
Oh, Foggy's going for it, and they're approaching Lico as well.
Do any more half spins this time, Oven?
Blue flag's gone on the outside, that's brave. Oh, he's done it as well.
Oh,
Oh, he has.
do
Ooh.
you really want to use the curb in the wet weather? Don't know, but Blue Flag does.
I don't want to use the curb and drive with him.
Oh, Foggy, that's late on the brakes.
How's Foggy caught both since he was 2 seconds clear?
Yeah. I mean, they're quickly approaching, Lee Cole.
I mean, Matt Cors is asking tear-jerking questions in the chat.
Right, okay. Let's address them. That's a different type of stream tonight. We are down to very low numbers, but as we've explained earlier on.
Ask everyone, what driver do you genuinely think has somewhat meant something to you in your life?
Oh, Lotus!
Oh, Nexus Lotus!
Big old wiggle. And did off the wing? No, I don't think so. Just a really big wiggle.
Grandad Bob's back. Come on, junkie. It just sounds wrong, doesn't it, when you say it like that? Oh, Jesper's very close to Zom. There must have been a wobble somewhere because Jesper was ahead of him. Oh, those two are going very close, aren't they?
Don't do drugs, kids.
Nope.
I'll say it just sounds wrong saying "come on, junkie." It just, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, when you're asking a question or something.
I've just read some of these responses. Matt Gauze's question was, what driver do you think has genuinely somewhat meant something for you in your life? And then Dan Summers has replied with me. Thank you, Dan. T. Smith has replied, Oven, because he works at the closest Tesco to me and serves me food.
Well, BLT's in the pits.
I can see why he works in food prep. FTRL Oven.
Intermediate tyres?
That's brave, isn't it? Oh, Oven's round. He's gone.
Oh.
He's having problems.
It's one way of putting it. I think he's come to the conclusion, Aaron, in your earlier question. Am I fast or am I not? He's decided he isn't. Which is a shame.
He's decided to be too fast for his own traction. So...
should be running that wet traction.
Well...
the front three have closed up.
They are very close. Well spotted, Liam. I was on board with Jesper and Zom then, but... those two
Owen's
guys
coming in for the intermediates.
I mean, it's definitely getting better. If you go on board with Zom, who I'm on board with, doesn't seem to be that much.
It's less moist.
Less moist, yeah.
It's only mildly moist now.
Right.
It's
Okay.
Mildly moist.
My granddad, the famous Bob, has put, wouldn't be the first time, so there's obviously been some form of remark made and I've missed it. So, because he wouldn't make that sort of comment, I can guarantee he's sitting in at the table now, chuckling away to himself. All happy with himself as well.
Matt Claus is demanding an answer to his question.
Yeah. I tell you what, this is a very patient drive from Jesper, and it's good to see. Jesper he's been in FTRL for a very long time, on and off, must be said, but sometimes he's never been a particularly bad driver, but sometimes he's just not shown as much patience as he's showing now. He's definitely got the pace to be at the front of this, but it's good to see him not taking risks. Yeah, they must have all had the strategy call from Jeff. I want to go on board with Jesper now in case he runs into the back of Zom, which he does. I don't think he lost any wing.
Okay.
I want to go on board with him just to make sure.
Yeah,
he's having a wing change, look.
Oh,
no. That was
Zom's on mediums.
Oh,
no.
Oh, okay. Interesting call from Zom.
Every time it rains, and it's Zom this time.
Yeah, Junkie Sport's still on the wets.
Oh, he's binned it in the pit lane,
Yeah,
Zom.
it's not. Right, well, Jesper needs to be careful. Because he probably doesn't know that he's on mediums.
Oh, he very much doesn't know.
No, needs to be very, very careful.
Well, I would think Zom's just going to go straight on.
Yeah,
Zom
yeah,
hasn't really gone straight
yeah,
on.
good shout, Pagani. Junkie Sport and Lotus.
Mystic Pagano.
Mystic
I've tried driving on dry tyres on a wet track before.
Yeah, you're one
If there's anybody we can ask questions about wet weather to, it is Paganois.
He's the one that, with the Challenge Championship last season, when it was like, oh, wet Bahrain, Pagano was like, yeah, already got a set up for that.
Yeah.
Already done that. So.
Right. Foggy is your all dear Junkie and Oven, that's close.
Oh, that's very close.
Junkie didn't give him all the room in the world there.
There we go.
Oh my God, he's float. Yeah, Christ.
I mean, he's got to slow down.
I mean, it's a tactic, fair enough, but Christ.
Oh,
let's have a look at Zom.
I'm going to watch Zom because he's trying to go through that fast left-hander that's basically the straight, and it's very difficult, especially on dry tyres in the wet.
Very much half throttle at the minute.
I was going to say he's done very well not to spin that car.
Yeah. Well, Zach's just gone fastest, so he looks a bit more accustomed to the intermediate conditions. Obviously, had that earlier
Let's see.
spin.
These inters are going on now, or if someone's drugged the pit crew. No, the inters are on.
Well, it's looking
Could end
like.
I said blue flags jump Lotus and that.
Yeah, and so is Foggy, to be fair. So he must have had a wing change or something, because he's had a very slow stop.
Are we going to get a full wet to dry race?
Potentially.
Don't say that. I've been waiting for it all season, and it's been in every division I haven't been in.
She'd stop getting promoted then.
Well, Foggy's just gone quickest, and Blue Flag has responded straight away. Blue Flag is looking quick. Oven is looking quicker.
I was going to say, everybody over the line will be going quicker if it's drying up.
Yeah.
So.
I think everyone's decided. No, I'm quite fast.
Do you know what? If Blue Flag gets a bit more confident coming out of some of the corners on the traction, I do think he is the fastest car on track at the moment.
I was saying, next Lotus is dropping away. He's dropped another second since the last time I looked.
It's difficult. I mean, to be honest with you, Brazil's a difficult track anyway.
It's very difficult conditions.
Give obviously the amount of change in sort of height, you're going downhill, uphill, and all over the place.
Well, we've had another question from Dan asking, favourite FTRL moment ever?
Oh God.
I would say mine's very easy.
What's yours? Matt Coles?
Winning the performance title.
Alright.
That was quite special.
Oh, mine was watching Ox smash Dutch into a wall in Monaco and then winning. That was my personal favourite. Love that one.
Yellow flag sector 3.
I want to say AJ was going very slow. I think he was just letting the leaders through.
Right.
Or Aaron saying, he's got big pizzas.
That's it. It's a difficult question if you really think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still going with the selfish answer. Just a brief segue. Performance is making a comeback next season, so
It really is, yeah. I'm excited about that. And all 3 previous winners of that championship are in this commentary box. Scripted? I think so.
Rigged.
100%.
Rigged.
hashtag
Yeah.
no pressure.
Remco, if you're listening, we didn't rig that one, mate.
Does that mean that Connor has to win the next championship?
Well, let's gloss over that one.
Do you imagine how insufferable it would be if he actually won something?
Do you know what? Part of me hopes that he does. I like Connor. Well,
I mean, the
Foggy's
question is,
gained
would he
half a
retire
second
on a
on. Right. Pagani,
Yes.
I'm going to pick your brains for a second.
Owen's clipped the inside
There's
curve at
not-
the last corner and gone for a
There's
half
not
spin.
a lot. There's not a lot there for you to pick at.
No, but I'm going to try.
Pick about.
Right. So, you know Blue Flag as well as the rest of us. He's not won an FTRL division race for a very long time. He's pressing extremely hard, maybe a bit too hard, to win the FTRL GT Sport. He is literally less than a second away from leading this race and potentially going on to win it. How's his mindset? Is he gonna push too hard? Is he gonna overcommit to this? Because as soon as he got close to Foggy there, he lost about a second and a half, maybe, where he's trying to force it a bit too much.
Sai on F1 and Sai on GT are two completely different animals.
I know, but I mean, like he said, he's not won a league race for a very long time on F1, and he's extremely close to being in a prime position to do that.
If I know Sai, and I believe I do, because I've been teammate in GT for the last 3-4 seasons, he does have patience. He will not go for the move if it's not there. He's not going to just send it. I mean, he's got a gap to next Lotus that's staying the same. He's got no pressure from behind at the moment. It's sort of just... If the gap closes, then maybe he'll start forcing his hand a little bit to push Foggy a bit more. However, Foggy isn't one to give way easily.
No.
So...
I mean, taking Nexus Lotus out of this equation, not for the previous comment, purely for the fact of the gap that he's currently got at the moment behind. Taking him out of this equation at this precise moment in time, if it is one of these front two that win the race, it's going to be a very popular winner, whatever way, I think.
Well, Twitter will light up if Foggy wins.
Yeah.
I mean, so will I. I mean, I've known him 3 years now. We've been league racing together, so...
Aaron will light
Yes.
up if Blue Flag wins.
Yeah, very true.
I was going to say, I think everybody wants Blue Flag to do well. He is the man, the benchmark for everything, really. He turns up week in, week out.
It's the workforce of the admin team out here. There's a lot of work
He
for
is
that.
indeed.
Onto the podium just joined. One does not simply beat a Williams Rocket Racing Super Duper Esports team member. Right, Blue Flag seems to have extremely good straight line speed.
It's that extra waft.
Yep. Bit of extra waft.
I mean, that is an interesting ask everyone from Matt Cause. Interestingly enough. What driver in FTRL that you've never met would you like to meet most and go for a drink with?
Matt Cause, 100%. No, I don't even have to think about that one. It would be the most chaotic night of my entire life.
You wouldn't get home. Something would happen. You'd be like, oh no, Aaron, let's go to the North Pole. And you'd go.
Yeah.
He'd probably fly you there.
You can't
Blue
fly.
Flag, look how much he's gaining down the straights, look. That timer just coming down and down and down.
He's only in one as well. Low fuel.
Yeah, he's sensible. He's been very sensible. I mean, there's not much else going on. Lee Cole and AJ are having a bit of a scrap together.
So Nexus Lotus has dropped another second from the front two. So he's definitely not
And Lee's having a
leading.
massive wobble coming down that start and finish straight.
In terms of having a drink with, apart from, of course, all of the admin team. You know, great people. I think Oven is up there, isn't he? He's a good lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd annoy you so much that after a bit that you'd have to leave. Or...
Yeah, but that's why you drink. I would also like to
That's
say
a good
Ravers
point.
and Goy, that would be a fantastic evening as well,
very Brexit.
in fairness. Yeah, but Ravers and Goy are sort of the two lads that you'd probably sit down and...
Oh, Lee's up the inside. Oh.
Oh,
That's good.
AJ's just completely cut
Oh,
the corner,
God.
completely spooked him, yeah.
I think these two will be in a party together because they are very good mates. So it'll be an interesting battle.
Yeah. It all
And then he
Lee.
just went boom before they reached the corner. That would have spooked me.
Just going back to the point about Goy and Ravers, if you had a night out with the two of them, it'd start off very light-hearted, a little bit of banter going on, whatever else. By the end of the evening, you're all sitting there reading the Sun newspaper, talking about the world's problems, all arguing with each other about each other's points. That's exactly how that evening would finish, and it would just be hilarious. So, yeah, Ravers and Goy, to be fair.
Carlins as well.
Oh, Lee's
How
collected AJ. Oh, he has kept it off the wall, but he did tag the wall. He's got some slight wing damages, AJ.
Oh, dirty tactics.
Lee.
I keep skipping between the battle for the top two and the battle for P10. And I seem to keep
Seems
missing
getting
whatever's
closer.
going on.
I mean, Ravers has immediately retorted and said he'd be reading the Daily Sport, not. So, yeah.
Onto the podium said Matt Cause's sister. Matt Cause replied, onto the podium reported. Ravers has
That is
replied with
quite
Daily
tame.
Sport. Yeah, no, that is true, to be fair, Ravers. Ravers getting wound up that someone from not county cricket. You know, try to do a reverse sweep, ends up getting caught LBW, be fuming. Right, blue flag has a chance. He's pushing.
Here he goes.
Yeah, this should.
Nexus Lotus is spun.
If he gets his braking right. Foggy's held that well. Good line from Foggy there. Foggy's shown quite a bit of respect. Ended up jeopardising his own exit, but blue flag with that straight line speed is probably going to hold on to this.
Foggy switched the inside late.
Yeah. Blue flag didn't get spooked from that. Oh, Lee's gone.
Oh no, Lee's gone.
Yeah, he's been having problems there for most of the race. I spotted it on the last lap, maybe the one before. So it's nice and simple now. Whoever finishes will score points. And it must be said, Junkie Sport, who had that early bit of wing damage and was really struggling, had to make an extra pit stop, still running in P7.
I mean, the judgment call now is if it does go dry, when do you pit?
Immediately.
I mean, I always tend to wait for Jeff. It's a terrible thing to do, but he does tend to be right with dries to wets, the switch.
Yeah, it does usually.
Well, I don't feel like this battle's over yet between Blue Flag and Foggy at all. So, I mean, we're going to stay with it. We always stay with the closest battle on track, and even though they've been on stream for pretty much the entire evening, there's not really been that much else going on.
Right, I'm going to have to get going now, unfortunately.
Yes, no problem. No worries, mate.
See you later.
Yeah, see you later, mate.
Catch you after. Oh god. Matt Quaz wants to report onto the podium once again.
Yeah. Well, also, another good point, that in about half an hour, providing, well, basically the second that the stream finishes, it's going to be the new season calendar reveal and start date reveal. So obviously, Pagani, you've seen this, so how do you think everyone is going to react to it? It's a bit of a different calendar to what we've had this season, but poses a different type of challenge.
I would say there's some names that some people will not be expecting on there.
Yeah.
I know I wasn't, but I mean, there's going to be some good races, I believe. I think most of the races come up good racing. So with the boys that we have between F1, F2 and F3, the racing's going to be on point.
Exactly.
I mean, racing this season has been fantastic.
Yeah, it really has. The thing about it, in terms of what we've tended to do for this upcoming season, obviously this is the end of our 10th season now. We've been going for 2.5 years. It's been I think we can safely call us established now, I would say. A very stable league, I would say. In terms of the way that the calendar was chosen, I know that there was a lot of thought put into it, and also taking into account what tracks we've had some of our best races at, and also some of the tracks that maybe haven't been done as much as the others, so we've tried to kind of balance it out between the two. And I'm also very, very excited to reveal to everybody how the teams are going to be chosen next season. That's going to be a very exciting way that we're doing this.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Not to reveal too much, but I think the integration in the coming seasons is going to be between the divisions is going to be better than it's ever been.
Yeah. I mean, the only hint I'll give to everybody is if you think about all of the methods that we've done, in terms of team selection in the past, 3-4 seasons, combine them all together. I think that's probably the fairest way you can put it, isn't it?
It is indeed. We've got a yellow flag. Jesper's gone round.
Has he lost wing?
I'm on the start straight.
He has, so he's going straight into the pits, yeah. He's going straight into the pits. Oh, he's got a 5-second penalty as well. Didn't slow down in time. Not the best evening for Jesper. Zach's moved up
what I
to
would
P5. The Toro Rossos are going well, P5 and P4.
That track doesn't have a dry line, which suggests that there isn't a wet line anymore, which suggests it's going to be drying out very soon. Or at least stop raining before long.
Yeah, I mean, there's no breaks in the clouds or anything yet, but it just seems to be getting a little bit brighter, doesn't it?
It doesn't.
It's a confusing one. If it does turn to dry weather, I think we might see it for like the final 2 or 3 laps, like a typical Codemasters thing.
That's always the most difficult, because you've got to decide, do you come in change tyres or do you try and hold out on more intermediates?
Well, Foggy's lost over a second to Blue Flag in that one lap.
I was going to say, I think Blue Flag's just in his zone at the moment. He doesn't want to. Like, he's in 1 in ERS. He's not pushing too hard for himself. He's within his own limits. Just bring it home.
Michael C's put, oh god, please no draft. I mean, Michael's not even racing next season, so. Katamisa said, I wish that I was teammates with onto the podium next season. That is a line I never thought I would hear.
That's
like,
controversial.
Yeah, I mean, to the day that I'm talking like to the day that I die. I don't think I would ever hear that line.
Well, AJ's in pit lane. Now, I can't imagine this is for dry tyres yet, so we're going to set him intermediate and a fresh wing.
Yeah, Connor's replied with, come on. Yeah, Blue Flag's putting a gap now. I mean, Katami's end onto the podium would be... I would like to see it, in fairness. Yeah, I know what it means, Connor, for God's sake. I would like to see that team, purely because it would be hilarious, and also I think they would do a lot better than what they would expect as well.
BLT's on the medium tyre.
Right.
And it's still raining.
I mean, it's definitely drying. I mean, it's like dribbling now.
Nexus Lotus is in pit lane.
Is he?
I mean, if he goes to dries, it's going to be a big call.
I mean, he's got to try something. What tyres have they got out? Softs? Is that softs?
That is indeed soft tyres going on Nexus Lotus.
Now, this might be a little bit premature unless they've had...
I'm going to say, I think the intermediates are coming to the end of... Well, not the end of the life, but they're not happy. I mean, they've all done 14, 15 laps on them.
Yeah, I mean, God. But then again, the mediums can do around 25 laps round here. At a push. So, I mean, the Inters... I mean, it's a gamble.
I'm going to board a BLT and he's round, he's just spun in the middle sector.
I'm going to stay on board with Nexus Lotus for a minute. Yeah, he's very,
does not
very...
look happy.
No, he's sketchy.
Yeah, it's too early.
Yeah. I mean, whilst it's still raining, there's just no point, is there?
Zach's gone.
Oh.
It would appear that the intermediates aren't too happy either.
Right, we're at that point now where I don't think any of the tyres are right.
I was going to say, I think we've reached that crossover point where it's just dangerous for any type of tyre.
Right, Blue Flag's carried on, Foggy's carried on. Sensible decision.
Carried on.
Okay. Junkie Sport could end up with
another podium.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
Stranger things have happened, didn't they?
Well, Matt Kors has become an expert now and says that the softs will do 17 laps. So,
yeah.
BLT is.
Oh, Junkie Sport! Oh, he's gone! Oh, there goes his wing. Oh my God! Christ!
I was on board the Junkie, I heard a car coming and I saw a Ferrari.
My whole TV shook then. Christ!
That was close.
That was controversial, wasn't it? Right, Zach's come in and put the soft tyre. Right. It's still raining. Zach's spinning coming out the pits. I don't know what's happening, Pagani.
If the front runners are smart, they'll stay on the intermediate tyre. That's what I'd do.
Until they get the call from Jeff, because if they... I don't think Jeff's given them the call, because...
I will say, until it actually stops raining, the track is not going to dry fully.
Everyone would dive in. The BLT's come back on it on the intermediate tyres. The softs or the dry tyres are not the right call at this precise moment in time.
Is just losing hand over fist.
Yeah. Well, Junkie Sport was very, very close to what could well have been a P4.
I mean, he just got out the way of Owen, so...
Right. Blue flag's pulling away now from Foggy. Up to 4 seconds the gap. Zom is closing down Junkie Sport. Any more final questions about anything at all?
But with no traction, he's doing... I'm not going to say it. Blue flag is... yeah. I'm not going to say anything about the front two. They're just driving around the track.
I mean, the chats, everyone's put whoa or wow in some form of capital letter form after what happened. Raber's put nearly a plane crash, which at the speed they were going, yeah.
Oh, I mean, Junkie just rode away on the grass on the bit of straight where he just lost it the lap before. Oven is in. What does he do?
What, he stopped?
Soft tyres are on.
I mean, has he had the call? He can't have had the call. Maybe he's seeing it from... But Nexus Lotus is just losing time. Hand over fist. I mean... I think that...
Oven is fully sideways out of pit exit. He's nearly spun in the wall.
It's not the right call, is it?
It's not the right time, boys.
Pagani?
On those inters.
Oh, mate, look.
The arrest has been enabled. But... you still want to go another lap. It's still raining. You're going to get no tyre temp.
Now, what do the front two do here?
I mean, Blue Flag is taking it very cautiously with 2 or 3 upshifts. More just.
What does he do?
Oh, got a yellow flag.
Blue flag.
In the pits.
Oh, he's coming in.
Well, he's committed now. Doesn't get a penalty. Foggy follows him in.
Foggy's coming in.
The only trouble is now...
Oh, Foggy, that was close. He nearly got himself a penalty there.
Blue Flag is going to have to be extra careful now. No traction. Very slippery
Junkie
conditions.
Sport. Oh, my... Whoa. Poor old Zom minding his business there, slowing down for the pit limit. Junkie Sport came in sideways, then he flipped the other way sideways. That was one of the more interesting pit entries I've seen, I must say.
Well, Foggy, the gap between Blue Flag and Foggy's gone out a bit more.
Everyone's bit of whoa again. Junkie, oh my god. Oh, please excuse me, lads, for sounding vile.
I was going to say, Aaron is slowly dying, so we're forcing him to do all of his work today, so he can die tomorrow.
Blue Flag is 6 seconds clear.
Don't mention it.
Well, he's just got a big jump, hasn't he? Foggy's... Oh, God, Oven, he's so twitchy. I mean, in terms of a pit stop timing, Ovens was pretty much perfect. It must be said. Because as he came out the pits, it enabled DRS.
Well, AJ's in the box. I'm going to anticipate that BLT will go into the box if he can get round this fast kink.
The boys just need to be careful now. Bring the car home.
I was going to say, Academy's has gone whoa, but in my voice. So. Whoa! Yeah.
Oh, Jesper's coming off track. Right, it's died down now. Not much else is going on.
It's just going to be a case of watching to see if anybody does lose the rear, because tyre temp is not going to be right yet. The track temperature is still going to be very low after the rain from earlier on. Matt Cause has put up a quote saying he's never had a pit lane penalty for driving too quickly into the pits. I mean, you would have done Matt. The two times you've been too quick,
Junkie
you've
Sports
crashed
in the
into pit
wall.
entry.
Severely in the wall.
I mean, they make this Williams out of very strong stuff, don't they?
Yeah. It's just been a night to forget for him, but nevertheless, if he brings home some points, fair play, because he's kept it going. Now, Foggy is quickly coming under pressure from Oven. Now, saying that he does the fastest lap, then Oven responds.
Oh, BLT's round.
A penalty is going to play any form of factor in this race?
Well, I know Foggy's picked up at least one.
I don't know if a blue flag's got any or not. It might as well look.
I haven't seen any. I'll have a look.
Yeah. I know Oven's got at least 2, I think.
Blue flags on 2 warnings.
BLT's, yeah, he's just driving off track at the moment. He's turned into playing World Rally Championship. Oh.
But 2 penalties and the 5-second stop though.
Right. So at the moment, it's pretty much nailed on as to what's going to happen. We have 5 laps to go.
Nexus Lotus has 1 penalty in the last lap, so obviously trying to make some time back up on the soft tyres. Zach's got 1. Jeff's got a 5-second and a penalty in the last lap. It appears that they're getting more penalties in the, in the dry conditions than they were in the wet conditions. But yeah, I think front end of the grid is sort of nailed on as it is at the moment. Oh, Junkie Sports. Sped into pit lane at some point.
Right, if you're blue flagging the situation, you just turn the car down, turn the battery down, bring the car home. That's all you need to do.
You say that, but that's when mistakes start to creep in.
Yeah, but still. I mean, at the moment he's got like what, pretty much a 9-second advantage.
Yeah. I mean, you would think he knows that Foggy has a penalty.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just had to double check the track, so I've just seen Danny Blake give a compliment to somebody.
Is he?
And of all people, it's Matt Coles.
Wow.
I mean, I know you were taking a bit of time off Twitter, Danny, but are you sure you're feeling alright, mate?
Yeah. Questions need to be asked here. Well, unfortunately, apart from the few little odd spins here and there, this has probably been the most uneventful race of the season in F3. I mean, there's still been a few bits and pieces happen, but I mean, F3 has just been so eventful the entire season.
I mean, it's only going to get more eventful next season, I believe. I mean, I've seen some of the names that have been lined up for entry into F3, so...
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at it now with Oven. I mean, he's looking like he's going to finish 3rd here, which will be 15 points for him. He needed 23 points or 22 points from the last 2 races to win the championship, and he's going to get 15 of them here. So all he would have had to do is finish like P6 last week in USA.
I was say that bout of tonsillitis he received before the USA was ill-timed.
Yeah, so he's yeah, literally he's a handful of points away from a championship. But nevertheless, he showed good credentials. Hopefully he takes it into next season. He's driven a much more calm race tonight. He's had a few moments and whatever, but hopefully it brings him a bit of confidence.
Also, there's a lot of love and support for Blue Flag in the chat.
Yeah, like I said, it'd be a very popular win whatever way it goes, but...
Then you've got Tom Smith that asked Cobham's favourite food.
Fajitas, 100%.
Meat Feast Pizza. There you go.
There we go.
I mean, Cat and Connor are still...
I can't figure out whether they're attempting to get on or not.
I don't know.
I don't know with him too either. 2
I mean,
laps
the
to
battle
go.
that they had last night was very good.
Yeah, very much was. Enjoyed watching that.
But Oven is got the gap down to 1.2 and is closing inch by inch down this straight. He's only in DRS before the end of this race.
Yeah, he's pushing. Well, let's just hope we don't see another Italy. What would it be now? 3.0 with him? 200 comments we've had tonight, Pagani.
I was going to say, for us having the lowest attendance, like, the stream chat has boosted us. So,
Yeah, massively.
thank you for tuning in tonight, everybody.
It's good. I mean, considering that obviously most of the people that watch the races anyway tend to be from other divisions, like the fact that they watch it religiously every single week, probably both the other races that they don't take part in. It's yeah.
Connor's resorted to a new law.
What's he done now?
You thought when you were answering favourite food, he thought you were going to say Charlotte.
Oh wow. Okay. Let's gloss over that one.
Yeah, that's a new law, even for him.
Right, well, 1 lap to go. Blue flag come around to cross the start-finish line to start his final lap. He's got about 1 minute and 12 seconds to claim his first division win for... Hang on, would this be his first ever division win?
I think it is. I mean, I wish we could have him in the party to get his live reaction if he does do it.
Well, I'm going to go on board with him. Right, people in the stream, I genuinely think this could be Blue Flag's first ever league race win on the F1 side of FTRL. Bear in mind, he's one of like the founding members, one of the longest serving members. I feel like this could be his first ever win. So if he does do this with literally 2 corners to go, we need to be overwhelmed with support. Coming round what is, I suppose, the final corner. He's done that. FTRL Blue Flag in the racing point.
Real.
Oh, he's slowly starting to weave. He's a brave man. Blue Flag takes the win for the first time ever. I'm over the moon for him.
Fantastic result. Foggy did hold off from Oven just, but that's going to be our podium.
Well, we have a full FTRL gamer tag podium tonight as well. We're taking over our own league. Foggy brings home P2, which we can't look past because that's an exceptionally good race from him. Oven as well, despite his moments. I mean, he probably did have the pace to win this. He had about 3 or 4 moments, so I'm keen to speak to him at the end, but nevertheless, massive well done. Nexus Lotus, where is he? He'll be a bit gutted tonight, but nevertheless he's brought it up, and it does confirm him being an F2 driver next season.
So Zach's coming through now.
Zach is somebody I'm tipping to do very well next season in F3.
Jesper's across the line.
And Jesper finishes in P6. So for the final time in season 10 of FTRL, yeah, the stream chat has erupted for Blue Flag. Yeah, there he is, lifting up his trophy. Let's give him his moment. He's finally done it. I can't wait to speak to him, and I'm pleased it's going to be me doing it.
Yeah, I was going to say he has won in performance, but that's his first division win, I believe.
There we go. Right, let's go through the final classifications. I believe you can invite all 3 people to the party, Pagani, because I think you've got all of them as friends, haven't you?
I already have.
There we go. Right, so Blue Flag takes the win. The only person on track not to get a penalty. Foggy comes home in P2 and F2 Oven rounds off the top 3. Nexus Lotus comes home in P4 with his teammate Zach finishing in P5. Jesper in P6 after a good race-long battle with Zom. Finishes just behind him. AJ picking up 4 valuable points in P8. Junkie Sport, after a mixed race for him tonight, comes home in P9, and BLT rounds off the top 10 and the last of the finishes. And we had 2 retirements from Lee Cole and TRS. So that marks the end of the F3 Championship which has been one of the most exciting and most entertaining championships we've had in FTRL. And for the final time this season, we will go through and do the podium interviews. So just go back to the main screen, let everybody gain their composure for a minute. I imagine Blue Flag has got some gas he needs to get rid of before he starts speaking to us.
Smooth operator. Smooth operator.
Right, gents, before we crack on with the podium interviews, can you all just double confirm that you've got your voices on allowed to be shared for me?
Yes.
As always, Dad.
Lovely. Right, so let's kick it off. Now, I am extremely pleased to say this, and I'm glad it's me that's doing it, but Mr. Blue Flag, you've finally done it, mate. How you feeling?
Oh, so happy.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've finally killed that stat off.
Yeah. I mean, we're saying it's an impressive stat, got to be honest. It is an impressive stat.
It's got to take some beating.
It is going to, yeah. But no, nevertheless, I mean, obviously we'll go into it in more detail, but I have to ask initially, for those, obviously once you got the jump on Foggy and managed to pull away a few seconds towards the end of the race there on the dry tyres, how was your mindset? How were you feeling? Because, like I've said to Pagani, and I'm sure you won't mind me saying this, because that win has eluded you for so long, and obviously you've not had the best of luck on the GT side of things and whatever else, we've been really, really pushing. There must have been some form of nerves there somewhere.
Yeah, there were nerves. I wasn't pushing it too hard. I mean, Foggy was catching me like a few tenths a lap, but I knew that I had like 6 or 7 seconds over him when we came out of pits.
Yeah.
So I was quite happy for him to catch me at like a few tenths a lap. Then I think 2 or 3 laps from the end, Jeff told me he had a penalty, so that was it then. That was, I thought just cruise it to the end, it's job done.
Yeah. On the final couple of laps though, especially, even though you knew you had that gap, were you still a bit nervous, or was you kind of in a bit more of a groove? Was you getting more nervous as you was getting closer, or was you getting more relaxed?
I think I was more nervous at the start of the race than I was at the end of it, because that was my first go in the league race with no traction in the wet.
Yeah. Like I said, Pagani did mention that it can't have been a lot.
So yeah, I was sort of feeling it out for the first few laps on that full wet, and then once I put the inter on, I started to find a bit more of a groove and started eating into the gap Foggy had and got past him. So yeah, I think I was more comfortable as the race went on. The only worry that I had towards the end was, without sounding horrible, back markers.
Yeah, no, of course.
I just didn't want to trip over any of them.
No. Understandable. It's happened to us all at times. Now, obviously, you started off the F1 2019 in F1 and decided to go to no traction and everything else, and it took a very, very long time for you to adapt to it. And there was a lot of times where, again, you won't mind me saying this, it frustrated you to a point where you thought, do you know what, I might as well just go back to medium and carry on doing what I was doing.
Yep.
Waiting for
Absolutely.
Yeah, waiting for an opportunity for that long, and then finally it all paying off tonight. There must be such a sense of relief and also a little bit of pride in yourself that you didn't just give into it, and it's rewarded you with a result like this.
Yeah, that's made it all worth sticking it out.
Yeah, exactly. Now, obviously, the people that watch, anybody that's got any form of involvement in FTRL, even those that don't even drive in it, pretty much know that you are one of the main focal figures of the league itself. The fact that you've rounded off the last race of season 10, the first season that we've done a third division, so to speak, and you've rounded it off with a win, that's got to fill you with some form of confidence going into the new season. I know obviously you won't be expecting to win every single race and whatever from here, of course not, but that's got to fill you with some form of confidence and extra motivation going into the new season.
Yeah, definitely makes me think that I'm in the hunt for promotion, quite possibly a fight for a title. Who knows?
Okay.
But yeah, I'm going to set my sights high next season, I think.
Well, just don't do an oven and you'll be alright.
Well, yeah.
Sorry.
Love you, James.
Love you.
But no, nevertheless, mate, I'm so pleased for you, especially on a personal level. I'm delighted you've done this tonight, mate. So I think, and I just want to throw it out there that before the race even started, I said you were going to win tonight. So I want to claim some form of credit for that. And also,
you did. You actually did say that. So.
I did. I actually did, and
I'm surprised I actually did it then, because normally when people tell me to do well, I've been it.
Yeah. Well, luckily the gods are with you tonight, mate. But no, well done. Massively looking forward to next season, and hopefully get to speak to you many times next season again in this sort of position. So well done, mate.
Yeah,
really
I hope
pleased
so
for you.
too. Cheers, boys.
Cool. Right, Pagani, I know you're going to be keen to speak to your old mate Foggy.
I am indeed. It's been a hell of a long time since I've interviewed Foggy.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it, Brianna? How are you anyway?
Not too shabby. Just a casual P2 there. Just throw it out.
I definitely would not have called that casual. The car felt great in the wet. I managed to find some great pace, and when that incident happened with the original P1 guy, I managed to take over that, and I managed to get a very, very big gap. And then obviously after that, once I pitted, Blue was just all over me. So I want to say well done to him, because that was one hell of a fight. Oven, on the other hand, fantastic pace at the end. I was really having to fight to keep that position, and I don't know whether you could see it in the stream, but the car was sliding all over the place because the rear tyres were really, really badly worn. So I was having to manage that and manage my fuel as well, because I was kind of on red.
Yeah, that's never a good situation. But yeah, I mean, obviously your teammate got a P2 last week, so obviously you were trying to just step it up there and say, look, I'm number one driver here. Look, I know you did well last week, but look, I can do it too.
Hey, I'm going to give it out to Junkie here, because he really pulled out the bag last week, and the whole team was just totally over the moon with him. So he did really, really well. However, there has to be a time when you have to come up and say, I am here to prove a point, I am here to race. We don't have a D1, D2 side. We're both equal on everything. He gets information, I get information, we share it all. So we work very well together, and he's been a great teammate throughout the whole season.
And I know early on in the season you had this rivalry going with Lee Cole. You were very close in, I think, the first 3 races.
Again, yeah, I mean, Lee, another fantastic driver. I'm really... obviously with my work, and I'm missing out on quite a lot throughout the season, I didn't manage to get where I wanted to be inside the standings, but I reckon, given some more luck for him, I reckon we could have had some very, very good battles. And again, he's a very, very, very good racer and a clean driver, which is everything that this league is all about, which is great.
Well, I believe from knowledge that I have that you've confirmed that you're coming back for next season.
I will be coming back for next season. Unsure of the car yet. I want to stay with Williams, but we'll see what happens and who that teammate will be, whether Jonky will want to stay. Hopefully he will. I would love him to stay, but at the end of the day, I have to respect his wishes, and if he wants to move on, I can't hold him to it. I wish him the best of luck.
I was going to say, with moving forward to next season, what are your expectations? I mean, obviously with work, you might miss a couple of races here and there, but is it just get a few more podiums and just be up there?
No, I want to fight for the win next season. I definitely don't think I'm ready for promotion just yet. I think I need to stay at the tier a little bit longer, get used to because I'm still trying to fight this game. It constantly throws new things at you, and it's like I had to change my front wing 3 or 4 times during that race as I was pitting, just to get a little bit more front end speed down the straights, but round the corners I was just losing it. So it's really challenging, this game, and I really do like it. And I guess in a way I just want to fight for a podium. I want to fight for a win, but right now at this current stage I don't think I'm quite there just yet.
I think you're doing yourself a little bit of a disservice. I mean, you're right up there. I mean, next season with the quick boys from the season moving on, I think yourself and Blue Flag, I think they're going to be top tier in there. I think.
I'll be surprised.
I mean, come on, I've known you for 3 years. I know what speed you have.
On an honest opinion, I think I've got consistency, which is, I think, where I really kind of lead the pack. The problem is my one lap, and especially on races like Monaco, for example, and Azerbaijan, where pretty much grid places everything, and Singapore. You know, they're the races I'm really going to hit hard on, and I need to really learn that quick in order to become, well, a champion winner. So I think I've got a lot more work to do in the interim for the next season.
Well, congrats on having a great season. I mean, I think it was 4th in the points you finished in the end. So
yeah, I think I'll be steady on the 4th there, to be honest, which is not bad at all.
Congrats on that. Congrats
Thank
on
you very much.
tonight's race, and no doubt we'll see you at some point again next season.
Yeah, you will. I'm just going to throw it out there though, guys. This league is by far one of the most smoothly run, nicest people you'll ever meet. It's honestly, if those guys are watching and really interested in going into league racing, this is the one to start with, and definitely the one to stay with, because the guys in it are fantastic. So, big thumbs up to you, Guy, and Aaron. Well done, mate, for maintaining this league, and I know how much effort you put in, mate.
Thank you, mate. That means the world. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, mate.
Yeah, man. Massive congratulations to you as well, mate. Like I said before the race finished, it was a very popular podium, whatever way around you boys finished tonight. So well done to you all.
Yeah. No, thank you. Well done, Blue. Well done, Evan. Really good effort, mate.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers, mate.
Right.
Good race yourself.
Mr. Oven, let's for how many? Well, I can't even count how many times this season you've been in the podium. But well, considering, I mean, you probably had one of the more stressful races out of anybody else tonight.
Oh my god, yeah.
What was? I mean, was it a traction thing tonight? Because the thing was, you showed a ridiculous amount of pace throughout a lot of that race, but then there was quite a few. I don't know whether they were errors or whether it was a setup thing.
Yeah.
What was it? Because it seemed to be like what is technically the penultimate corner before you started the uphill or to start finish straight. What happened?
No, it was none of that, mate. I just idolised Timo Glock, and I just tried to recreate those moments. No, mate, it's been the same story throughout the whole season. You know, my consistency is about as solid as milk. You know, it's something that's got to be nailed down, because for me it's been a disappointing season. I might have come second, but it wasn't good enough for me. I expected to win a few. I was quite disappointed in how this season has panned out. You know, there's stupid mistakes in races that should have really been capitalised on.
Let me jump in here though. So you've hit the nail on the head there though, because you finished second in a championship, and yes, the wins might not have been there, and yes, the consistency might not have been there, but you've still finished second in a championship. However you take that, whether you take that as a negative or as a positive, you've got to think about both there, because you've got to think to yourself, had you been more consistent, you would have been rewarded with more wins, and you would have 100% won that championship. There's a lot of moments you can look back on, and this isn't like, I'm not saying this for a negative reason at all. There's a lot of reasons you've got to look back on it and think to myself, maybe that's where it went wrong, or I need to learn not to do that again next time. Because like I said to you a minute ago, you've come second in a championship. Effectively, you know, without being horrible, you pretty much kind of threw away a title in a way. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no,
Because
100%. I mean, all you have to look at is Baku, Monza, France, USA. Obviously, I know America couldn't be helped. My wheel disconnected and just decided it didn't want to work. But these are all key moments in the season that I could have picked up more points than I did. And it sort of threw me off a bit, especially Monza was pathetic. It was a ridiculous move into the inside of Jamie. But you know, it's like I say, mate. I've just expected a bit better from myself, but I must say, like tonight was practice. Me and Simon trying out new setups in the pits as it loaded up. But it was a mix of everything, but still the concentration, the consistency needs to be there for a full race, not throughout little bits of it. It's like in a football season, you know, you can't be good at the start and the end, you've got to be good throughout.
yeah. So the thing is, all I would say to you now is that you've basically answered your own questions, and like I said to you, I know you're looking at this in a negative way, thinking what if, and should have done this and I could have done that better, I would have done this and I would have won, blah blah blah. But look at it from this point of view, you're remaining in F3 next season, you're going to be one of the favourites to win it, and it's then up to you how you channel that, because you've seen that you've got the pace, you've got, in terms of outright pace, you're probably one of, if not the quickest driver in the division. And you'll disagree with me on that, but everybody else that watches knows. So effectively it's down to you. With all of the mistakes and everything that happened this season and all of the bad fortune that you've had, you've finished 7 points away from a championship title. So if I was you, mate, I would hold your head high and think to myself, right, next season, because we're literally about to release the calendar as soon as this stream finishes, and it's going to be the start date. Now my advice to you, mate, is just crack straight on, because I feel like you're going to have a brilliant season next season, and I really hope you do. So hopefully I'm interviewing you first in a podium interview next season, and I wish you genuinely the best of luck, mate.
Alright, thank you boys, honestly, throughout the whole season, all your commitments to everything, with the setting up of the league, getting it organised, bringing drivers in, the advertisement, all the way through to commentary, has been fantastic. 100% the whole year, it's been fantastic, so a big shout out to you guys.
Thank you very much.
Really well done.
Thank you. Right, so
and
for
Simon, mate, you didn't deserve that.
Thank you, mate.
Right.
No worries, love you.
For the final time this season, that wraps up the FTRL F3 race. That wraps up the entire FTRL season 10. Stay tuned in literally about 5-10 minutes time, because we're going to be releasing the start date, the calendar, absolutely everything that we can do so far. In terms of the divisions, we are literally 2 drivers away from filling up the entire thing. The interest has been ridiculous, and once again, for all of those that have been watching, taking part, supporting, it's massively appreciated. That's the reason why FTRL, in my opinion, is the best community in league racing. So thank you all very much for your time, your support. The admins, you've all been amazing. This league would be nothing without them. So thank you all very much for your time, your support, and we will see you again very soon for the start of season 11.